So the promoter of David Benavidez put out a now deleted tweet where he said that PBC, in coordination with Team Benavidez, offered Team Canelo a guarantee of $55 million that would exceed $60 million by adding Azteca Deportes pay-per-view and more. We are going to 175 pounds. Now, if any of this was true, you have to ask the question, why would he delete the tweet? In any event, this was denied by Eddie Reynoso. He said, the reality is none of the big promoters, not Al Heyman from Premier Boxing Champions, not Eddie Hearn from Matchroom, not Bob Arum from Top Rank, and not even Oscar De La Hoya from Golden Boy, have given me an offer to fight Benavidez, and certainly not Terence Crawford. The fight with Benavidez may take time or may never happen, but it depends on many things. There were fights that never happened, that of Lennox Lewis with Riddick Bowe, that of Julio Cesar Chavez with Terry Norris, that of Eric Morales with Juan Manuel Marquez, and none of them stopped going to the Hall of Fame because of that. There were others that, although it took a while, ended up being done, like that of Floyd Mayweather and Manny Pacquiao. Among the fighters, there is no fear. We just wait for the conditions to be met. Now, I find it interesting that he feels the need to mention all of these different promoters. Sometimes you can read too much into these things, but Eddie Reynoso knows that none of these guys that he's mentioned here, other than PBC, have got anything to do with David Benavidez, but he threw them in there anyway. It's almost like a deflection. Anyway, he says they haven't made him an offer, but has Team Benavidez, his promoter, has he made you an offer? Because he's the one that put the tweet out. That's what we want to know. And as far as the fight with Benavidez may take time and it may never happen, why on earth would you say that? This should be a very easy fight to make. This is your mandatory challenger we're talking about here. There is a system in place to keep the belts active, to keep the leading contenders fighting for the title, challenging the king of the division. The king is only the king until somebody can knock him off his throne. But if people are not getting the opportunity to knock him off his throne, then how legitimate is his reign? As it stands right now, Canelo's reign is starting to look illegitimate because he won't face David Benavidez. He seems to be looking in every single direction other than at David Benavidez. Apparently looking at Terence Crawford, although he's denied that. Jaime Munguia, Edgar Berlanga. I mean, all these names are coming in, but none of them are David Benavidez. I hope they're bluffing the public. I hope that they're going to spring a surprise on us and it will be the Benavidez fight after all. But as it stands right now, that's not what we're getting. So yeah, all this stuff that Eddie Reynoso was saying just sounds like deflection to me. Do they really think Benavidez is that good? Is that what it's really about? It's like the Gennady Golovkin situation all over again. They avoided Golovkin for so long. But of course, in this instance, they don't have the luxury of time because Benavidez is younger than Canelo. If anybody's going to be over the hill sooner, it's obviously, well, probably going to be Canelo Alvarez. There are certain exceptions where a fighter can become over the hill, washed up, used up, before they even hit 30. To give you a couple examples of that, Riddick Bowe, he was pretty much done before the age of 30. Prince Nassim was done before the age of 30. Jeff Lacey, although, a lot of people don't really rate him anymore, but he was pretty much done around the age of 30. If Benavidez were to go that way, then okay, maybe Canelo might fight him after that, but it would seem at this stage unlikely. It would seem more likely that Canelo is going to be the one fading, in which case the undesirable scenario of this fight never happening may actually be what occurs. So let me know what you guys think about this in the comment section below. Eddie Reynoso just sounded like he's deflecting away from this David Benavidez fight or the criticism that they're getting for not fighting David Benavidez, saying, oh, lots of big fights didn't happen for various reasons. Yeah, but you haven't offered any good reason for Canelo not to fight Benavidez at this stage. And you haven't refuted categorically an offer from Team Benavidez. You've refuted PBC, Al Heyman, Eddie Hearn, so on and so forth. Now, with regards to Al Heyman, yeah, you would think that Al Heyman would be involved in any offer from Team Benavidez. Obviously, Canelo's under contract with Al Heyman PBC at the moment. But you'd think that Heyman would be involved in that. But not necessarily, because again, officially, this other guy, Lukowitz, has he made you this offer? because he represents David Benavidez. That's officially his promoter. That's what we want to know, Mr. Reynoso. Anyway, let me not labor the point. Let me know what you guys think about all this in the comment section below. And before I go, I want to give a shout out to all the new subscribers to my Patreon page. I cover loads of different topics in my weekly podcast, as you can see on screen right now, from current events to deep dives down the rabbit hole and everything in between. I'm really enjoying the feedback and the discussions we've been having on there lately. So if you'd like to join the conversation, just click the link in the description box below. Are you sick and tired of the mainstream mindset? Does the dogmatic conformity and pathological ignorance have you tearing your hair out in frustration? Then don't be alone. Come and join our brotherhood on Patreon. We stand as a beacon of reason against an army of insanity. You'll gain access to my weekly topical podcast, where we take more deep dives than Jacques Cousteau on an endless variety of subjects. There's also videos, interviews, live Q&As, as well as a vast back catalogue of previous episodes, including my popular Confessions of a Nightclub Bouncer series. You can listen via the Patreon app or download in high-quality MP3. Connect with myself and hundreds of other members in our Element chat group. There's no contract, no commitment, you can cancel at any time, and it's cheaper than a Mickey D's McMuffin. Just head to my Patreon page via the link below this video and select the tier called the Brotherhood of Reason. I'll see you over there.